guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Teacher B, and if this is your first time visiting, please do not forget to click the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you will be notified once a new video becomes available. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions, please put it in the comment section below and I'll try my best to respond to you as soon as possible. When you open InDesign, you are going to see this welcome screen. And just for the information of everyone, I am using Adobe CC 2020. CC stands for Creative Cloud. If you would like to see the version of InDesign that you are using, you can click this and then select About InDesign. So you are going to see here the version. So I'm using Adobe InDesign CC 2020 version 15.1.1. Also, you can change the preferences of your InDesign and you can explore on this later. So when you click InDesign, click Preferences and then you can go to General. And there's a bunch of options here that you can explore on. I'm going to click Cancel. So we are going to create new, and then there's a bunch of options here. So you can choose print, web, or mobile. So we are going to choose print. And then there are presets documents that are available here. So you can choose website, letter, legal, tabloid, and then you can also view all presets. There's a bunch of options here. There are also templates that you can choose from, but we are not going to use templates. We are going to start from scratch. So right now it is Untitled 1. You can change this later. So the preset details provide you information on the width, the height, and then the units. You can change this to points, picas, millimeters, centimeters, but we are going to choose inches. Okay? So number of pages, how many pages you are going to have. So we are going to just like put one there. The orientation, we can make it portrait or landscape. Facing pages, if the pages will be just like beside each other. And then primary text frame, we don't need that right now. So columns, and the rest is just like margins. So you can set the margins if you like, but I'm fine with this. And then bleed and slug. We are going to go ahead and click portrait and then click create. So now you will be able to see the Adobe InDesign window. So there's a bunch of menus here wherein when you click file, for example, you are going to see the menu for file. So it has new, open, browse, etc. So when you click edit, it provides a menu in editing, and same thing with layout, type, and object. Over here are the tools that you are going to use in creating your project. So also you have here the tab that shows you the name of the document. So later on when we save this, it will be changed to that file. Okay, so you can also see here the rulers. We have vertical and horizontal rulers. We also have here the zoom size of your document. So for example, if I click 200%, it will zoom in. If you click 25%, it will zoom out. Okay, so let's just click 75. So that will give you the view size for this particular document. Also, you see this part where it says no errors. This is also important, and I am going to discuss this with you later. And these are some of the panels that you can use. So you have the align, pathfinder, pages, layers, and links. If you need one of the panels here and it does not show here, you can just go to window and then select the panel that you would like to see. So for example, if I would like to see the panel for effects, I am going to be able to see that panel. Now, if I would like to close this, I can just click the X button. So right now it's floating, right? So I can just click it and then dock it somewhere there, okay? Or I can put it somewhere here. So now you see this purple border right here. So this is your margin. You don't want to put your text out of this margin. Sometimes it's okay for the image to go out of this purple border, but I suggest that the text should stay in this purple border. Okay, one way of zooming in or zooming out is pressing Command plus or Command minus. So when I press Command minus, it zooms out, and when I press Command plus, it zooms in. What if you change your mind and you don't like it to be portrait? So all you just need to do is go to the page tool, click that, and then you click here, and then you click here, and then you change it to landscape. So that's how you're going to change the orientation, okay? And then we can just click the selection tool. Okay, I'm going to hit Command minus to zoom it out a little bit. So now we are going to put a rectangle frame tool. So what you can do with rectangle frame tool is you can add images to it, or you can add shape color. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to select rectangle frame tool, and I'm going to drag it here. And then I am going to place an image. So there are several ways on how you can add image. So for example, I'm going to go to the folder that contains all of my materials. I'm going to click the symmetrical image. This is the image that I'm going to use for the first poster. I can just drag it here, and then it will be placed here. I am going to hit Command Z to undo. Another option is that you can click File, and then go to place, and you can just select the image. So I'm going to select symmetrical and then click open. So now you notice that it does not fill the entire page. So how are you going to fill the entire page with this image? So right click and then select fitting, and then click fill frame proportionally, and then it will fill the entire page. Okay, so now one thing that I would like you to notice is that the direct selection tool. So I would like you to select the direct selection tool, and you will notice that the mouse pointer became a hand symbol. So with this one, you can just click this one, and you see this orange border here. This means that this is the image that you just placed, right? And then you can just move it like that, or you can just move it like this, etc. You can place your mouse pointer here, and you can press Command and Shift, and then you can just drag it like that, so it moves so it scales down proportionally. Okay, but I would like to fill the page, so I'm going to hit Command C. So if you would like to deselect this image, all you just need to do is just click outside. The selection tool, however, so when you click it, it affects the frame of the image. So for example, if I place my mouse pointer here and I drag it there, you see it crops the image, right? So if I hit Command C, it will go back there. Also, you can move it if you like. So that's how you are going to use the selection tool. Okay, so right now you see that the image is in high quality view, which means that this is the exact image that you are going to see when you print your document or when you view it on your computer. But the downside of this is that it uses a lot of memory on your computer. So you can just click View and then select Display Performance and then Typical Display. And you will notice that it's a little bit blurry, and it's because this image is not really embedded on this particular file, okay? So that's why it's very important that you organize your files in a folder, so that when you move your project, all the files that come with it will be moved as well. I'll show you an example. So right now you notice that there is no errors, right? What if I move the symmetrical to a different location? So I'm going to drag my symmetrical here, and then I'm going to click here, and it checks, right? So now you will see that there is one error, simply because it's looking for that image, right? When you double click this, the links panel appears. If you don't see it here, you can just go to Window and then select Links, okay? Now, once this error appears, it's telling you that the symmetrical image that you originally placed here is missing. How are you going to solve the problem? All you just need to do is just click this link button here, and then it will relink the image. So you are going to find the image, and then you can just click the symmetrical JPEG and then click Open, and then you will notice that it doesn't have the errors anymore, okay? If you want to avoid this, you might want to put everything in one folder so that you will avoid this problem, okay? What happens if you cannot find the file? So the problem with that is that the image will be pixelated and it will not be of high quality. So now I'm going to put back that image on the folder so that it will be organized. So see, it has one error again. So again, I'm going to click the relink button. So now I can just click this, and then I can just click the relink button, and then I can just go back to that file and then click Open. So what if you would like to know where you saved the file of this image? Okay, so all you just need to do is just right click it and then select Graphics and then Reveal in Finder, and you will notice that it will show up in Finder on this folder. So now what I would like you to do is I would like you to add a text. I'm going to drag it here, and then I am going to copy the text that I just provided you. So I'm going to click edit and then paste, and then it will be copied here. Okay, once the type tool is active, there's a bunch of options here that you can choose from. So for example, you can choose the font, like the font style, the font size, the leading, and then the different, and you can do all caps, you can do small caps, you can do subscript, superscript, underline, strike through, and then kerning, and then tracking. All of these things. Also, you need to highlight the text first before you can actually change the font color. So you need to click it, and then for example, I'm going to choose red, right? Okay. Or you can also click the selection tool, and then you can just click. So what if you click the selection tool and then you select the type tool? So I'm going to click the selection tool, and then I'm going to click this, and then I am going to choose, for example, yellow. What happens is it creates a background color for this text box, and I don't want to do it right now. So I'm going to hit Command Z. I'm going to click the type tool, or I'm going to press letter T, and then I am going to highlight this text, and then I'm going to change it to color white. Okay, you can also change the font size to 48. Okay, and now I would like it to be in capital letters, so I'm going to click this, and then I am going to make sure that everything is in the middle, and then I am going to click here, and then I am going to press the return key, and then I am going to click here, and then I'm going to press the return key. And then you will notice that there is another error, right? And that is because the text box is not enough to contain all of the text that we just placed. So when you click it, it says overset text 1, okay? So that means that the text oversets the text box. So all you just need to do is just click the selection tool, and then place your mouse pointer here. Then you can just like move it a little bit up, move it a little bit up, and then you can just like drag it like that. Okay, so now it solves the problem. You see there's no errors anymore. So I am going to place my mouse pointer. I'm going to press T so that the type tool will be activated, and then I am going to press the return key, and there it is. So now I would like to emphasize the word photography, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. There's another way for you to increase the font size, so you can hold the Command Shift and then the greater than sign, and then I am going to make it 58. Okay, so now I emphasize the word photography. Okay, so I'm going to press the T, and then I am going to press the return key. Okay, and then I am going to make this bold. So now you can change the font by pressing T. I'm going to highlight this, and then you can just select lemon milk. I'm going to choose lemon milk. So now again it has an error, so I'm going to adjust it, and there it is. So now I would like to apply effects on the text. So how am I going to do that? You see the FX? All you just need to do is just click the drop shadow, okay? But the drop shadow is too much. It's very distracting. I would just like it to give it a little depth to it. I'm just going to make it 15. You can also change the angle if you like, so you can just move it like that, okay? And then click OK. So there it is. You can also auto-fit the frame to the text. So all you just need to do is just right-click it, and then select Fitting, and then Fit Frame to Content. And then now, the text frame auto fits the text. So now you can move this a little bit here, and there is your text. Now if we would like to put a border, I am going to click the rectangle frame tool. I'm going to drag it here, okay? So instead of clicking this one, because this puts a fill color, I'm going to click here, and then I am going to change the point to 6 point, and then I am going to change the opacity of my border. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to select stroke. So you can change the opacity of object, stroke, or fill. So you need to click stroke, and then you can just click here, and then you can just like change the opacity of the border. So I'm going to make it 41%. Now you see that the frames are very visible, right? So what if you would like to hide the frames? So all you just need to do is press W, and then it will disappear. Okay, so now how are you going to save this? So all you just need to do is click File, and then Save. Save it in your desired file name. and then it would be advisable to save it in the folder that contains all of your images. So I'm going to go to desktop, I'm going to photo activity 1, and then I am going to save it there. So now how are you going to export this as a PDF file? So you can click File and then Export, and then you can select which kind of format. So for example, you can make it Adobe PDF print, you can make it JPEG, you can make it PNG. So we are going to choose PDF and then click Save and then click Export, and that's how are you going to export it. So let's add another page. So you can go to the Pages panel, and then you can just click this positive sign here, which says Create New Page. And now you notice that it's still portrait, right? Because that's the one that we set up a while ago. So all you just need to do is just go to Pages and then make it landscape, okay? Or if you like, you can go to click File and then Document Setup, and then you can just make it landscape here. And all the documents will be landscape, and then click OK. So now let's add another rectangle frame tool. I'm going to press W so that I can see the margins and the other frames. So I'm going to click here, then I'm going to put the asymmetrical image. I'm going to right click and then fitting and then fill frame proportionally, okay? And then I am going to copy the text. You will notice that the border is selected instead of the text, right? So all you just need to do is just right click this one, and then arrange and send backward. Now it goes to the back of this text. So all I need to do is just click this text and then right click and then copy, and then I am going to click here and then edit and then paste. So now I am going to put my text somewhere here. So guys, right now the text is not very visible because the background is white and there is no contrast, right? So all we need to do is press T and then highlight the text. Then let's change it to dark blue and then click here. And then you will notice that font color was changed. I'm going to click here, then move it a little bit higher. Make sure that I don't go beyond the border. So that is my text, and then I can just like click here and then press the delete key, and then I am going to, what if I don't like this effect on the text box? So all I need to do is just click this one and then click the effects and then click drop shadow, and then the effects panel will appear. All I need to do is just uncheck it, and then I can check inner shadow if I like, and then click OK. So that's how you're going to do your poster. Now I'm going to click File and then Save. So now all we need to do is just click File and then Export, and then click Save, and then click Replace because we already exported this file a while ago. But one thing that I would like you to notice is that the range is selected. So make sure that all is selected so both pages will be exported. And then click Export.